All right, we're ready to get underway with the broadcast of today's game, the championship game on the men's side. Division II in the NCCAA, men's basketball champion, and trying to earn the right to go to Ozark Bible College. And that is in Joplin, Missouri. Opening tip, we are underway. Khalil Bolden chases down that opening tip for the Trinity Lions. Trinity and Calvary. Trinity, the #1 seed, trying to defend that position as the Maranatha women did earlier today. And driving down the lane and getting fouled for Trinity. Number 20, that's Mencarini. So he'll have 2 free throws coming after the foul on Quez Harris. First one rims out. Second one off back iron, missing as well. So Trinity misses out on their first opportunity to score. Calvary with a couple of upsets in this tournament, actually won. They won their first game against Oak Hills. Unruh shoots in a 2 to start the scoring in this contest. Calvary, the 6 seed, beat the 3 seed in their first game, Oak Hills, 91-89. That was in overtime. Mencarini gets loose down low and shoots it in, tying the game at 2. And then yesterday, it wasn't really an upset. Emmaus upset Faith. That's the team I normally do the broadcasting for. That was a 7 seed against a 2 seed. Inside, breaking loose and scoring for Calvary, number 4. That's Demetrius White-Thomas. So yesterday wasn't really an upset because it was number 6 beating number 7 seed. But definitely an underdog here is Calvary against the number 1 seed Trinity. Bolden for 3, a long 3, no good. And in the game yesterday, when they beat Central Christian, they being Trinity, Bolden started out very hot. He had, I think, 2 threes, maybe 3 threes in the first part of the game. Calvary with a 4-2 lead, trying to pass it inside as Unruh. It gets tipped away and stolen. Back the other way is Tyreek Ward, and he just keeps it and plays a little point, even though he plays under the basket most of the time. This is Bolden. Bolden drives, and his layup is good. Khalil Bolden is, or was, the most valuable player in the North region for this season. Obviously, first team, all region, and then they pick an MVP, and he was it. Very good player for Trinity. Trinity with a good record coming in here as well. Ball stolen away by Trinity. Here comes Bolden, and he lays it in. 6-4, Trinity with the lead. Trinity's record on the year, 19-7. They're ranked number 4 in the NCCAA standings. Stop and go dribble high off the backboard, unable to get it to go was Calvary. Klitsky for 3, misses. Harris with a rebound for Calvary. That was Jamal Smith, by the way, that shot on the other end. I was looking down at my sheet. It's a little harder for me broadcasting when both teams are unfamiliar with me. When I'm doing a Faith game, I only have to learn one team. Now I have to get more familiar with 2, though I did see both of these teams play yesterday. That's White-Thomas inside, missing. Pass ahead quickly. Mencarini can't get it to go. Ball tipped around. Mencarini gets it back. Mullen, and a blocking foul is called on number 20. That's Tobias Welling. So Trinity will have it under their own basket, leading by 2, 16:28 to go, just underway here in this championship game of the region. Mullen for 3, it's good. Austin Mullen, first 3 by anybody. in this game, and he makes it a 9-4 contest. Jamal Smith bringing the ball down for Calvary. There's Quez Harris with it. And now White Thomas drives baseline and shoots it up and in. Demetrius White Thomas has 4 of the first 6 for Calvary. Calvary putting some pressure on in the backcourt. The ball thrown away. Really, that pass by Bolden was too tall for Tyreek Ward. And it goes out of bounds, and Calvary will get it back, trailing by 3. Jamal Smith, a walking dribble across the timeline. Has the ball tipped by Bolden, but it goes over to Welling. Now White Thomas has his shot blocked out of bounds by Klitsky, and Calvary will keep it with 14 to shoot, 15:39 to play in the first half. A lot of games in this tournament, 12 to be exact to this point. Unruh drives and shoots it in. Braden Unruh also had a very good game yesterday, 29 points. His parents are sitting right down in front of me. And they were here for Thursday, couldn't be here yesterday. Told their son they had to win again so they could come back and watch him, and they did. And so here they are, and they just watched Khalil Bolden lay in a shot. He has 6 of the first 11 for Trinity. Trinity leads 11-8. All the way to the basket, Jamal Smith gets by Bolden, and then another defender who tried to step in and help. And Jamal Smith drove past both of them and laid it in. Wide open, Carini misses everything. Quez Harris with the rebound for Calvary, and Quez hit the game-winning shot. And sometimes you hear about a last-second shot, and it literally was last second yesterday as Calvary won their game against Emmaus. And a foul call on Trinity here. Calvary was trailing by 2 if you're not familiar with that game. And Quez Harris dribbled, launched a 3, and it went in the basket with 0.5, a half a second on the clock, and they ended up winning. Tobias Welling called for the illegal screen there. That's his second personal, and he is protesting the call, of course, to no avail. You don't win those arguments. Klitsky started off hot yesterday as well. He misses this one and gets his own rebound, drives and misses that shot also. Trinity does not look like they did in the opening moments yesterday against Emmaus. They were hotter than a firecracker. Smith can't get it to go. Rebound Tyreek Ward for Trinity. Back we go the other way. Trinity started the game hot and really kept their foot on the gas all the way there. Molen lays it in. Nice no-look pass there from Khalil Bolden. Molen has 5. Timeout called by Calvary. 13:54 to play. It's a 13-10 lead for Trinity. We'll take a break. Calvary's ball after the timeout. They trail by 3. Jamal Smith brings the ball across the timeline, gives it to Quez Harris. Quez spins his way into the lane. Alan Rue. Welling for 3, good. Tobias Welling, it's his first basket of the day. He had just 2 in the victory yesterday against Emmaus. He has 3 here already. And as we saw from the women's game, you can't go on one game's totals to find out who it is that might have a good game. There's a foul, and it's before the shot. Mullen drove and hit a shot, but the foul was on the drive. That foul on Unruh is his first, and so Trinity gets the ball under their own basket, and in it comes to Mencarini, who breaks wide open. His defender was trailing him, and Bolden spotted him, streaking towards the basket, gave it to him, got the assist. Basket went. Welling for three again. Tobias Welling has 6. And the visitors from Kansas City, Missouri, Calvary University, has a 1-point lead. Bolden on the drive, avoids the foul and lays it in. Khalil Bolden, though he's not hitting threes, is off to a good start. He has 8 points, and it's a 17-16 lead for the Trinity Lions. Home team on the scoreboard, clad in white as well. And a foul called before the shot, and that one will go on Tyreek Ward as he was defending Demetrius White-Thomas. So Calvary gets it under their own basket, and timeout called. 12:25 to go. It's a 1-point lead for Trinity. Calvary with the ball under their own basket as we resume the timeout, and Calvary, all 4 players were out near midcourt and went charging towards the baseline. Harris got the inbounds pass and laid it in. Quez Harris had 27 yesterday, 27 for him, 29 for Unruh, so 56 of the points scored by Calvary yesterday by those 2 guys. There's a shot missing by Klitsky. He is the lone senior starter for Trinity, and he had a good game yesterday as well. 25 points for Trinity in their winning effort. Unruh for 3, in and out, no good. Ball tipped, Klitsky flips it back in. It comes to White-Thomas, and now Unruh finds Welling underneath, and he fakes and then shoots it in. Tobias Welling with 8. Quickly back the other way. Mencarini to Ward. Ward under the basket chose not to shoot. The drive shot rolls off for Bolden. Calvary with the rebound. They lead by 3 and now have the ball. Unruh backs out. He's clear in the corner, right in front of the scorer's table, as you can see if you are watching. Asks for a pick and gets it from Welling. Unruh now drives all the way to the basket. Avoids the contact, a little body contact, but he fell to the floor. Couldn't make the shot. Shot missing on the other end by Ward. And Harris can't handle that pass. And here we come the other way. Ward behind the back to Mencarini, and he misses the shot. It was a wide open layup, and it rolled off. So Trinity definitely not off to nearly as fast a start as they were yesterday. but they are a good team. They will probably have a spurt here where they start hitting those shots that they're missing now. Unruh drives to the basket, lays it in. He has 6. He gets fouled as well, and will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play after that foul on Tyreek Ward. That is the second foul on Tyreek. He checks out. Several guys have come in for Trinity. Among them, Elvis Perez, number 5. And we'll check. I know there was at least one more. Number 12, Josh Stoughton, is in there. I think those are the 2 that checked in for Trinity. Looks like Calvary with their same lineup. Perez, Bolden has it back. A long 3, good. Those are the kind of shots that he hit yesterday in the beginning. 11 points early here for Khalil Bolden, the region MVP, and he has brought his team back to within 3. It was a 6-point lead for Calvary before that shot. Unruh falls to the, gets Bolden to fall to the floor. White Thomas gets it to Welling, and a foul called. I believe that will go on Stoughton. So 2 free throws here. And another one coming. Sorry, I think I might have said that was Tobias Welling. That was Peter Brandel, number 10. It's kind of hard to pick up those red numbers on the jerseys. So there's number 10 is Brandel, number 20 is Tobias Welling. Welling has gone out. They have somewhat similar hairstyles. Both have their hair pulled back, and so I'm sorry I misrepresented who that was. Shot missing by Trinity, and Calvary has it back. Unruh, long cross-court pass to Brandel. Looking inside. Now Harris. Brandel fakes a 3, drives, steps in, shoots a 2, and it rolls, bounces in actually. Didn't roll in, it bounced once and fell through. So a 7-point lead for Calvary. Bolden kicks to Mencarini, and traveling called on Khalil Bolden. Bolden back in for Trinity. Timeout called. 8:43 to play in the first half. It's a 27-20 Calvary lead. Calvary with the ball and a 7-point lead after that timeout. 8:43 to go as they throw it in. And Trinity sticking with their man-to-man defense. Quez Harris with it. Drives around a pick by Brandel. Now White Thomas on the baseline. Kicks to Brandel for 3. Looks short and is, but gets his own rebound. Goes up, reverse layup, won't go. Rebound Josh Stoughton. Trinity, now Bolden. Bolden gets on the run. He's very shifty, can change the directions very quickly. There's a 3 launched in the air and missed by Elvis Perez, and the rebound corralled by Calvary. Quez Harris going to run point. He plays inside. He's a good job driving. He can shoot. He can handle the ball. Very versatile player for Calvary. Joseph Morrow is in there, who just had the ball. I don't think I mentioned that he checked in. Brandel kicks to Harris for three. Good. Quez Harris has 5. The lead is twice that. It's 10, 30 to 20. Trinity maybe looks a little bit hesitant right now as they're trying to attack this zone. They have a lot of good shooters. Those shooters just aren't hitting right now. Carini launches a 3, it misses. Unruh goes after the rebound, gets a hand on it, and deflects it to White Thomas, and now Unruh has it back. Braden Unruh, the senior, gives it off to Joseph Morrow, who will run point here for the Calvary University Warriors. Harris with it. Under it goes to Brandel, double teamed, so he gets it off to White Thomas, misses the shot, and then gets called for a foul. Demetrius White Thomas picks up his first personal. He'll go out into the lineup for Calvary. It's really hard to read his number. I think it's 13, Ike Maxwell. And I have brand new glasses. I used to blame it on my eyesight when I couldn't pick up numbers. These jerseys are hard. Of course, I'm not nearly as far away as you might be in a big arena, but I'm at the top of the seats here. There's a 3 on the way, no good. But the rebound is pulled out of there by Trinity. The runner in the lane is good by Bolden. Khalil Bolden has 13 here in the first half. Unruh with it. As Trinity playing very aggressively. We've reached the 6-minute mark of the first half. Unruh with the behind-the-back dribble, gets it up on the rim, and it falls in. A little bit, I don't know if you'd say out of control, but just the shot, he wasn't really set. It was a runner, and he got it on the rim and got a friendly bounce, and it went in. So back to a 10-point lead. There's Klitsky for 3, and he gets his first basket of the game. And again, he started out very hot yesterday as well. Basketball is a game of runs, and I would be very surprised if Trinity doesn't have one and make this game a lot closer or pull into the lead. Right now they trail by 7 with 5:33 to go. We have a timeout. Joseph Morrow gets the inbounds pass and brings the ball up the floor, working on Khalil Bolden. Khalil is called for a foul as he reaches around, tries to slap the ball away. Tobias Welling into the lineup for Peter Brandel for Calvary. That was the first foul on Bolden, by the way. And it goes to Welling. Bounce pass and a shot rimming off. That was Maxwell. And Trinity back the other way. Coming up on 5 minutes to play in the first half, a 7-point Calvary lead. Mullen, and they're going to say there is a holding foul before he got to the basket. He received the pass about 20 feet away from the basket, and the hold occurred shortly after that. That foul is the third on Tobias Welling, so he just came in, and he's back out. And Brandel has to replace him in the lineup. And it comes to Klitsky. Rises up for the three, no good. The rebound, though, into the hands of Perez for Trinity. So they'll have another opportunity to cut into this lead. Shot there, missing, and Maxwell flips it back in, but it goes right to Perez, who steps inside, and a foul and the basket for Elvis Perez. So good hustle there by Trinity, staying with that play, and Perez has an opportunity here to complete a three-point play and to make it a 4-point lead. Right now it's 5, 32-27. And that foul, by the way, on Joseph Morrow, his first. Jamal Smith will come in for Quez Harris in the Calvary lineup. So Trinity does not put anybody in there for rebounding. So Perez is on his own, and he shoots in the free throw, completing the three-point play and making it a 4-point game. 32-28 our score, 4.5 minutes to go until halftime. And falling down is Jamal Smith and losing the ball. Here's Perez, stops, and his little runner won't go. Rebound into the hands of Braden Unruh for Calvary. The gray-clad Calvary Warriors back on offense. Red trim, red numerals, all the way to the basket, and somehow getting it to go in was Joseph Morrow. That's a very tough shot, and he stops this little mini run of Trinity. Bolden with it between the circles. Now Mullen back to Khalil Bolden. Perez for three, looks short and is. Into the hands of Morrow. He takes off, but it's 2 on 5, so wisely he pulls it out. Morrow avoids the steal by Bolden. Inside, the kick to Jamal Smith. Thinks about driving, can't do it. 10 left on the shot clock. Now Smith kicks it out to Brandel for three. He misses. And Perez with the rebound for Trinity. Still a 6-point game. Bolden on the stop-and-go drive. Can't get it to go. And Calvary comes up with a rebound. That there, if you're watching, is a demonstration of Bolden's elusiveness and his ability to change speeds and change directions. That got him open. He couldn't quite get the layup to go in. And he wasn't wide open. Unruh for three, no good. Rebound, Bolden. Here's Khalil. Kicks it off to Klitsky, covered up by Brandel. Down the lane, and laying it in this time is Bolden. He has the lion's share of the points, pun intended, for the Trinity Lions. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 of the 30, so half of the points. Pass stolen away. Here comes Trinity the other way. Perez being harassed, gets it across the timeline. And now back into the hands of Bolden. Bolden wants to drive again. This time he pulls up for the three and shoots it in. And that shows you the talent of Khalil Bolden, who has been driving and hitting. That time you kind of back off so he can't drive around you, and then he pulls up for the three. Jamal Smith being harassed. Brandel, and he can't get the shot to go. A blocking foul will be called on Logan Klitsky of Trinity. So Peter Brandel back to the line. He hit a couple a while ago. He has 4 points total. And this game has shrunk down to a 1-point game, 34-33. Calvary leading by 1. And Brando will try to hit a couple of free throws here. That foul, they're changing. I think the way it was put up on the board wasn't correct. Randall misses the free throw. The foul was on Klitsky, number 30. They never did stick that up on the board, but he was the one that went to the floor pretty hard. Still in there, kind of checking his left elbow. Now they put it up there. It's his first personal. Brandel has another free throw coming. This one rolls off. Klitsky with the rebound. So 2 of 2 the first time at the line, 0 of 2 the second time for Peter Brandel. Mencarini kicks it out to Ward. Drives, pops and misses. Rebound into the hands of Braden Unruh for Calvary. Less than a minute to play. Still a 1-point Calvary lead. I believe the largest lead for Calvary was 10. They might have got it up to 11. I don't have the running score in front of me. I can check that at halftime. Harris, who's been sitting down, is back in there, shoots it in. Quez Harris with 7. The lead is 3. About a 6-second difference between game and shot clock, so Trinity will see how much of that they try to run off before halftime. Molan, now Bolden, and drives and has his shot blocked by Unruh. Back the other way, Jamal Smith has a shot blocked. Chased down by Calvary. Brandel. Unruh for 3, no good, and we have reached halftime. 36-33, our halftime score. Calvary leading the number 1 seed, Trinity, by 3. We'll be back and summarize the first half for you, give you some scoring totals, some team stats. We'll do that before the second half begins. Kurt Fincham rejoining you from Ankeny, Iowa. We are at halftime of the men's championship game here in the North region of the NCCAA. Fighting for the right to go to Joplin, Missouri the week of March 8th to represent this region in the national tournament. And it is somewhat surprisingly, I think, a 3-point lead for Calvary at halftime. The number 1 seed Trinity trailing by 3 to the number 6 seed Calvary. And Calvary has had a good run here in this tournament, beating the number 3 seed and then knocking off Emmaus yesterday, and now working on Trinity. Here's how the scoring went in the first half. Braden Unruh led Calvary with 9, 8 for Tobias Welling. Both of those guys, Tobias Welling hit 2 threes. 7 for Quez Harris, 4 apiece for Demetrius White-Thomas and Peter Brandel, and 2 apiece for Jamal Smith and Joseph Morrow. On the other side, not as balanced of an attack for Trinity. They were led, as you might expect, by their leading scorer on the season, Khalil Bolden, who had 18 in the first half. After that, Mullen with 5, 4 for Mencarini, and 3 apiece for Elvis Perez and Logan Klitsky. So far, if you're Calvary, your plan is working. Just looking a little bit at the team stats, 38% shooting, 39 actually for Trinity, so they did not shoot the ball well. 53.6% for Calvary. So that's really the difference in the game right there, is the shooting percentage, and we'll see if that continues as we get underway here in the second half. Calvary with the first possession. That's Harris. And now back to Jamal Smith. Harris has it back. Jamal Smith drives, and no foul called. They are now going to call a charging foul, kind of a late whistle there on Jamal Smith, as Klitsky went to the floor. Second time he's went to the floor. The first time he got called for a blocking foul. This time he draws the charge on Jamal Smith. So Trinity now with their first opportunity to cut this lead down. Klitsky misses and almost got the rebound, but it was grabbed by Unruh. So Quez Harris brings the ball down. Smith and now Unruh. Calvary being deliberate when they bring the ball up the floor. Spreading it out on offense. Harris with the spin move. That was White-Thomas who missed. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay on the Calvary end. Just 5 to shoot. 19:04 to play here in the second half, just underway. So I think they were checking, the officials there checking to see if the ball was kicked. Of course, if it was kicked, then that would be 20 seconds back on the clock. Unruh has to get rid of it and gets it on the rim, but it bounces off, and the rebound controlled by Trinity. Mencarini drives. His layup is good. Marcellus Mencarini makes it a 1-point game. 36-35, Calvary leading. Jamal Smith gets it across the timeline. He's being hounded by Bolden. Still has his dribble, hands it off to Unruh. Now Welling. They move it around quickly. Smith gets it into Welling inside that zone, shoots it in, and he's fouled. And Tobias Welling, who had 8 in the first half, is now into double figures as he scores the first Calvary basket of this half. He'll have a chance at the free throw line as well. That foul whistled on Logan Klitsky, his second. And completing the three-point play is Tobias Welling, and now the lead is 4. Bolden directing traffic. Gets it off to Mullen. Now gets it back. A long 3 on the way. Good. Khalil Bolden. 1 3-pointer in the second half, or first half, and it was his final made basket of the half. And here he starts the second half with a made three. 21 points for Khalil Bolden. And losing the ball out of bounds was White Thomas as he slipped to the ground. So I don't know if there's a slick spot there or he was bumped a little bit, maybe. Regardless, he lost the ball out of bounds. Whistle didn't blow till it went out of bounds. And the ball belongs to Trinity. Mullen cut off on his drive. Kicks to Bolden. Now Mencarini drives and lays it in. Marcellus Mencarini, 4 in each half. That equals 8. A 1-point lead now for Trinity. Jamal Smith almost loses it. Gets it back, but can't hit the shot at the end. Quickly ahead for Ward. Now Klitsky for 3. And here comes Trinity. The run that you knew would happen at some point. They have a 4-point lead after trailing by 3 at halftime. So it is a steal. I was going to say something else by Bolden, who lays it in. So it is a big run for Trinity. They now have a 6-point lead. And in this half, 6, 8, 10, 12 to 3 is the score. Timeout called by Calvary. Full timeout. We'll take a break. Well, if you're a Calvary fan, you want to see them kind of stop this run. Bolden tries to steal it. Morrow keeps him from doing it. Rising up, shooting it, and missing. That's number 20, Tobias Welling. He misses. Here we come the other way. Foul called on the drive. That shot would not have counted if it had gone in. It did not. But after the foul, Trinity will have the ball under their own basket. Ike Maxwell checks in, and Morrow out of the Calvary lineup. And it comes to Klitsky, and now Mullen. Shot from the corner missing by Bolden, but the rebound for Trinity. So they'll get another opportunity to lengthen this lead. Klitsky kicks to Mullen, and that'll be a charging foul on Mullen. Hitting the deck, drawing the foul, Tobias Welling. First foul on Austin Mullen. Team fouls evened up at 2 apiece this half. 15:40 to go. Ball stolen away by Mencarini and blocked out of bounds by Harris. Harris went charging down, blocked that one cleanly out of bounds. Mencarini, I think, thought he was going to have an easy layup. And Harris said no. And it comes to Mancarini, and speaking of an easy layup, now he's jawing a little bit at the other team. And it's a 47-39 lead. Trinity playing a little more inspired this half than they did in the first half. And ball almost thrown away, but Calvary keeps it. Unruh for a three. That was a long one. And quickly, Mancarini back the other way lays it in. So Calvary not getting back well on defense. And Trinity is taking advantage of that. They have at least one guy sprinting towards the other end, and a foul on Mancarini as he bumps into Harris. 2 on Marcellus. Calvary will throw it in. Demetrius White-Thomas into Maxwell, and he banks it in. Ike Maxwell, his first basket, and the lead is 5 for Trinity. Mancarini spins into the lane, kicks it out to Ward. He launches a 3, and it's good. First basket for Tyreek Ward. He's a starter, only scored 2 in the semifinal game yesterday. He has 3 here. And an offensive foul on Quez Harris. You could see him stick his arm out as he spun down the lane and pushed the defender to the floor. He is protesting the call a bit, but to no avail. No replay. Can't throw a red flag on the ground and have them look at it again. That's another sport. Ward gets loose underneath, misses the shot. Harris there for the rebound for Calvary. Maxwell for 3. Good. Ike Maxwell did not score in yesterday's game. Gets a couple of baskets here, trying to answer as Ward. Cannot, falls down. And a flop warning on Tyreek Ward. Tyreek Ward shot that 3, then fell over, and the referee said, you can't fake like you got hit like that. So he issues a warning to the scorer's table. Calvary with the ball. Welling works his way inside, and it won't roll in. Gets it back, though, and misses again. Klitsky, part of the rebound. Now here comes Ward, and he loses it. It's on the floor. Maxwell grabs it. It's a held ball, and it'll belong to Calvary. Or excuse me, it'll belong to Trinity. Elvis Perez into the game for Trinity. And somebody will need to come out now. Tyreek Ward goes to the bench. Bolden to throw it in for Trinity. They lead by 5, 52-47. One tick under 13 minutes. Calvary playing a switching man-to-man, and a foul is called on Demetrius White-Thomas. Foul on the drive. Bolden made it all the way to the basket, but the foul was well before that. So, shot clock reset to 20. And we start over. Mullen on the drive. Foul called. That one was on the shot. And that's on Welling, and that, I believe, is his 4th. So he's looking toward the bench like, I'm going to come out. And he's right. Mullen at the line to shoot 2. So Welling does go out. Peter Brandel, who played quite a bit in the first half, is in there for him. Free throw by Mullen is good. He hits 1 of 2. It's a 6-point game. Trinity with the lead, 12 and a half minutes around that anyway. Right now it's 12:30 to go in this game. And we have some blood here. Looks like Klitsky is going to come out. Yesterday we had blood on a uniform, and that was for Emmaus. Their assistant coach went sprinting to the locker room. I wondered what was going on. He comes out with another jersey, another set of pants. The player went over behind the curtain over on the far side and quickly changed into another jersey, and they let him do it without, missing any action. So he went out as number 21 with blood, comes back as number 31 without blood. So Klitsky gets wrapped up, but I don't know if the refs got a little impatient. Regardless, Trinity put a sub in. Josh Stoughton came into the game. Brandel, now Unruh, shot in and out. And here's Trinity. Bolden on the drive. And they're going to say that wouldn't have counted had it gone in. He was trying to work his way through 2 defenders, was able to do that, but they called a foul as he squeezed between them. So not a shooting situation. The foul was called on Peter Brandel, his first. Bolden to throw it in. And it comes to Perez. The kick to Klitsky for 3. No good. Rebound. That'll be a foul on Unruh, I believe. It's either on Unruh or Peter Brandel. It's on Unruh, his second, and that is already 7 fouls on Trinity, so it's a 1-on-1 opportunity for Austin Mullen. And it rolls off. Unruh with the rebound for Calvary. The last time Mullen at the line, missed the first, hit the second in a 2-shot situation. You don't get that opportunity when it's a 1-on-1, which it was. Brandel hands off to Quez Harris. Quez, and that'll be an offensive foul on Quez Harris. So the second offensive foul on Quez, and that's personal foul number 3 on him with 11:40 to go. .11 and a half to go. Mancarini to Bolden. Calvary now playing zone. Perez steps inside and shoots in the layup. I know it's not traveling, but that looked funny, and when I was playing back in the 1800s, it would have been. Harris misses the 3. Here comes Bolden. Perez rises up for the short jumper and misses it. Brandel with a rebound for Calvary. And a foul on Perez. So something, They're looking for a slick spot on the floor. Harris trying to find it. Never did. Shuffled his feet around. I think he had slipped on the previous play. Unruh has it knocked away, almost stolen. Calvary saves it. 3 from the corner rattles in. Ike Maxwell, I don't know where he came from. He didn't play too much yesterday and didn't score at all. He has 2 threes and a 2. 8 points. And the 8-point Trinity lead was cut to 5 with that 3-pointer by Maxwell. Mullen to Bolden. Now Mencarini drives, and that'll be offensive. It is. Drawing the charge, number 10, Brandel. The foul on Mencarini is his 3rd. The Calvary fans who are here in the crowd probably would have went crazy if that wasn't called a charging foul, and Quez Harris probably would have as well because he had 2 on him. There's Maxwell again. Good again. Unbelievable. Ike Maxwell. 3 3-point baskets, and Coach Matt Sanders probably leave him in there as long as he's hitting like that. He makes it a 2-point game. Trying to answer is Perez. He misses, and the rebound into the hands of Jamal Smith, who hands it off to Quez Harris, who walks it deliberately across the timeline with 1 second to spare. Harris still dribbling. Unruh for 3. It's good. And here is a run by Calvary to take the lead again. So this game is back and forth. And, you know, Trinity expected to win. And yet Calvary gets out to a lead. And then here comes Trinity, and you say, yep, they're just going to put their foot on the pedal and not let up until they have about a 20-point lead. Well, they got up by, I'm going to say, around 8, and you thought that that lead would keep growing. Instead, Calvary, with a run of their own, has taken the lead here with 9:12 to go. A 1-point lead, and Ike Maxwell has been a big part of that. Off the bench, he has scored 11 points, all of them in this half. And part of the reason he is in there as well is because Tobias Welling has some foul trouble. So here comes Trinity now, find themselves trailing. Ward with it. Almost loses it. Maxwell harassing him. And that was almost a 5-second count. Now the ball's tipped away and stolen from Mullen. Here comes Harris, stop and go dribble, misses, and a blocking foul will be called on Klitsky. And Quez Harris will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws here. That foul, the 3rd personal on Logan Klitsky. Harris shoots in the first free throw. That's the first point for Quez this half. 8 total for him. Second one rims off, so the lead remains at 2 as the Trinity Lions from the frozen tundra of Ellendale, North Dakota, enjoying the warm weather here in Iowa, relatively speaking. And they have a 2-point lead. That drive shot missing by Bolden. And Harris gets it across the timeline to Jamal Smith. And again, we have a stoppage of play They're asking for another ball. A ball that is freshly sanitized. That one might have just been a little slick because of some perspiration. They change it. Jamal Smith bounces it to Quez Harris. Now goes to Smith, who drives inside and lays it in. Jamal Smith with just 4 in this game, 2 in each half. The lead is 4 for Calvary, and this would be a huge upset if somehow Calvary can pull it off. They would go to the national tournament being probably the lowest seed. Shot inside, missing by Mullen, tipped around, and now Jamal Smith has it. And really, Calvary is not trying to run at all. They're being very deliberate. They are getting the ball across the timeline with barely any time left. Smith gets by his defender and lays it in. And that time, Bolden was going for the steal, and no one stepped up to help on his man once he got by him. Klitsky rises up for a 3, no good. Mullen with a follow, no good. And the next time, he does tip it in. Austin Mullen stayed with it. Good effort there by him to stick with that play and keep trying, and he finally tipped it in. But it's still a 4-point Calvary lead. Maxwell for 3. Oh my goodness, if that would have been in, you Calvary fans would have raised the roof wherever you happen to be watching. It didn't. Ward, and he's fouled underneath. Tyreek Ward will go to the line to shoot 2. 6:38 to play, 4-point lead. That foul is on number 10, Peter Brandel, his second. Looks like Tobias Welling, who has 4 fouls, is getting ready to check back in. Looks like White Thomas also over there. Free throw good by Tyreek Ward. So here come Welling and White Thomas. Brandel goes out. And looks like Quez Harris taking a little break on the bench. Ward hits the second free throw as well, making it a 2-point game. 61-59 our score. Kind of a 1-4 offensive look. Maxwell to Welling. Back to Maxwell for 3, no good. He tips it in, throws it towards the basket, and it hit the backboard. Didn't really come close to going in, but it was in the area. Ward gets it on the rim, and then ball knocked away. Maxwell got the rebound. I thought he just pivoted around and flung the ball out of bounds. The referee says that Mencarini hit it, and so Calvary will keep it, leading by 2. 6:03 to play. Unruh barely gets it across the line before the 10-second count. Nice give and go, and Welling lays it in. Tobias Welling has 13, and one of the things that Trinity doesn't do super well is their help defense, and that kind of showed up there, and some of the other drives where somebody gets by their defender. Klitsky for 3, it's good. Logan Klitsky has all of his points on 3-point baskets. 9 total points for him. Timeout called, and now it's a 1-point game after that 3-point basket. 5:26 to go in this one, in regulation anyway. Well, it's looking. This one could go to OT. We shall see. We'll take a break with the players. Calvary with the ball. They had a 1-point lead. A little under 5.5 minutes remaining in regulation. And Unruh brings the ball across the timeline, gets it to Jamal Smith. Unruh has it back, drives, rises up and gets it to roll in. Braden Unruh with 17. The lead is 3 for Calvary. Working it around this zone, fumbling it is Mencarini, but he picks it up. Maxwell is still in there, who's had the hot end. And it goes to Mullen. He turns and shoots it in. Austin Mullen into double figures with 10 points. The lead for Calvary is 1. Unruh gets the high pick, doesn't use it. And then a blocking foul called. That one is either on Klitsky or Mencarini. We'll see. It's on Klitsky, and that's 4 on him. 4:25 to play. That's the 7th team foul. So this will be, I think it's a 2-shot situation anyway. I'm trying to remember. Klitsky goes out with those 4 fouls. Coming in is Josh Stoughton. And it is a 1-and-1. Unruh rattles the first one in. Second one spins out of there, and Tyreek Ward snares the rebound for Trinity. 2-point Calvary lead. Bolden looking at this zone defense. Mencarini turns down the 3. Bolden drives. His runner from the baseline won't go. Here's Jamal Smith breaking out and is going to slow it down. Being hounded by Elvis Perez. 3:49 to play. White Thomas on the dribble, now to Unruh. Rises up for a long 3, and it's good. That is the second one from right about that spot, and it's a 5-point Calvary lead. Bolden down the lane, loses it somehow. I don't know if it got tipped or what, but Calvary came out of there with it. Jamal Smith being triple teamed. Gives to Unruh another 3 from the corner. This one time no good. Rebound Tyreek Ward. And it goes to Mullen. Free throw line jumper. He banks it in. I am 99% sure he didn't mean to do that, but it counts anyway. You don't have to call the bank. Timeout called. 69-66. Full timeout. Calvary with a 3-point lead. We will take a break. Well, Trinity really has not been challenged in this tournament. winning pretty easily over the 8 seed Moody as well as Central Christian College of the Bible yesterday. They won 92-78, and that one got a little closer at the end. They had a 20-point lead most of the time, but they're definitely being challenged here today. They're trailed by 3. We're under 3 minutes to play. Calvary has the ball. And it goes to Harris, and his pass deflects back to him. He rises up, shoots and misses, tries to get the rebound, but the ball went out of bounds, and it'll belong to Trinity. So Trinity, definitely, I'm not in any way saying, well, this game might be over. Definitely not. I'm just saying Trinity is being challenged like they haven't been the last 2 days. And really the psychological advantage coming into the game is going to belong to Calvary. They're kind of on a roll, whereas Trinity is maybe kind of thinking, we'll probably have about as easy a time today as we have been having. We're playing the 6th seed. And so psychologically, you can get into that mindset, even though you know better. It's kind of what I said in the Faith game. Faith playing a team in Emmaus that they had beaten twice already, a low seed, and then Faith ended up losing. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying psychologically sometimes it's hard to overcome. Ball stolen away. Trinity had missed on the other end. Ward has his shot blocked by Unruh, and then it goes off the leg of Tyreek Ward and out of bounds. So as I was saying about psychology, maybe I should stick with basketball, but it's harder mentally, even though you know better. It's just hard not to overlook someone. And I'm not saying Trinity did that. I'm not taking anything away from Calvary. I'm just saying the psychology of the game sometimes is a big factor. Timeout call by Calvary, 1:50 to play. They have a 3-point lead. A minute 50 to play. Calvary with the ball and a 3-point lead. In it comes to Quez Harris. Harris to Smith. 17 to shoot. Now Harris. Drive, shot up and in by Demetrius White-Thomas. His first basket this half. He has 6 total. It's a 5-point lead, a minute 27 to go. Klitsky misses a 3, maybe a little bit quick on the shot there for Trinity, and now Trinity feels a real sense of urgency. And Unruh is fouled by Molen. And if you're Calvary, really, if you can make your free throws and not give up threes on the other end and not turn over the ball, that's all you have to do, just those 3 things. So simple, huh? You're probably going to win the game. But first it starts with making free throws. And Unruh has 2 right here. Excuse me, it's a 1-and-1. He hits the front end. Unruh, 22 points in this game so far. That's unofficial. That's me. Second one rims off, but it's rebounded. And it's tipped into the hands of Smith. Now they're almost going to have to foul again. Unruh surrounded, and that is a foul. And Klitsky has fouled out of the game. Klitsky almost acted like that wasn't a foul on him, even though he was hugging him with both arms, reaching around. And I guess it's possible to do that without touching the guy, but pretty hard. So 57.6 seconds remaining, and Unruh back at the line where he just hit 1 out of 2. This is a 1-and-1 again. That's the 9th team foul. Both teams with 9 team fouls, and so any fouls from here on out are 2-shot fouls. Unruh hits the front end. Last time he hit the front, missed the back. See if he changes it this time. He does as he swishes it through. Braden Unruh, the senior, calmly sinks 2, and it's an 8-point lead for Calvary with 55 seconds. This would be big, big upset. Carini drives. They just kind of let him lay it in. He does, and makes it a 6-point game. 74-68, 47 seconds. And by the way, I said this would be a big, big upset. I'm not implying that this game is over. Certainly not. A lot of time to play. But if you are on the Trinity side, you have to hope for a turnover or 2. So you got to put pressure on initially, perhaps without fouling, and then you have to hope for some missed free throws. And even if you're in the situation where you say, well, we'll trade 3 for 2, so they might make a couple of free throws, we're going to answer with a 3. Well, you only gain 1 point, and you have to do that 6 times when you're down by 6. So you have to have other things happen, like missed free throws and turnovers. So we'll see what happens. Calvary looking to have a short trip to the national tournament from Kansas City down to Joplin. Maybe about 3-hour drive, 2.5, something like that. So that'd be a short trip for them. It'd be a much longer trip for Trinity from North Dakota, but they would be happy to make that trip to get to the national tournament. So we'll see what happens here in the last 47 seconds. 47.0. Calvary with the ball, a 6-point lead. White Thomas to throw it in. In it comes to Unruh. Molen tries to foul him, tries to steal it, and then does foul him. And Calvary, you could tell, really wanted to get it into the hands of the senior, Braden Unruh. And they did. And he's back at the line. He just hit 2. He'll have 2 here, not a 1-and-1 situation. First one is good. 75-68. Next one good as well. 8-point Calvary lead, 42 seconds to go. Bolden drives, spins, and gets it to roll in. But the lead is still 6. Smith avoids being fouled. Gets it off to Tobias Welling, and then he is fouled. And going to the floor hard is Jamal Smith. I don't know what happened, but he's down and in some pain. We'll take a brief break while they attend to him. Well, Jamal Smith apparently sprained a left ankle. He's carried off the floor by Quez Harris, who hands him off to Seth Hauer, who carries him over to the trainer's table, and the trainer will take a look at him. Back into the game, Ike Maxwell. First free throw missed by Tobias Welling. So if you're Trinity, that's what you wish for and hope for, because the lead is 6. It's still just a 2-possession game. Now it's 7 with that free throw. That was a big free throw if you're a Calvary fan, because 2 threes can't tie you. Bolden drives and lays it in. You just kind of back away because Calvary doesn't want to get a 3-point play. And now Welling is fouled again. So he just hit 1 of 2. Even if he makes 1 of 2 here, it's still a 6-point game. So if you're Trinity, make a 3, maybe get a steal, hope for missed free throws, and get another 3. And that's if the lead is 6. That's where it is right now. Welling can once again make it 7. So you can't keep trading 2 and 2 if you're Trinity. Not if you want to win. And Welling again makes it a 7-point lead. You almost have to take a 3 here. Bolden steps back for 3, no good. Rebound, Harris, 11 seconds to go. A 7-point lead, and it looks like Calvary is gonna win this game. Unbelievable. Great run by them in this tournament. Quez Harris to shoot a couple of free throws. There's still 9.7 seconds to go. And if you don't care, here as an innocent bystander, so to speak, you a lot of times do root for the underdog. The question would be for Trinity, with their good record, 19 and 7, could they possibly get an at-large bid? There will be probably 3 of those. Harris hits 1 of 2. Mullen for 3, no good. Ball tipped in the air. Harris throws it to the other end, and this one is over. An 80-72 upset win for the Calvary Bible College Warriors. The 6th seed knocks off the 1 seed, and the girls team is out there celebrating with them. And the fans that they have here are cheering for them. We're going to do the presentation of the trophies, and then we will come back and give you some final stats. Kurt Fincham rejoining you to give the scoring summary for this game for Trinity Bible College. Khalil Bolden, a great game in a losing cause. He ended up with 27 points. Austin Mullen with 14, 12 for Marcellus Mencarini, 9 for Logan Klitsky, 5 for Tyreek Ward, and 5 for Elvis Perez, as the Calvary Bible College Warriors cut the net down here in celebration of their championship. On the other side of things for Calvary, Braden Unruh, the senior, the leading scorer, and he hit some big free throws down the stretch. 26 points for Braden in this game. Tobias Welling with 16. He had 2 3-point baskets. Ike Maxwell off the bench scored 11. He had 3 3-point baskets. So 3 guys in double figures. Harris, who had the big shot in a big game yesterday, didn't score as much today, but he had 9, 6 apiece for Demetrius White-Thomas, 6 for and Jamal Smith. Peter Brandel with 4, and Joseph Morrow with 2 in this championship game. 80-72 the final. Calvary shot the ball extremely well, 53% for the game, just 42% shooting for Trinity, and really that was their downfall because they shot the ball so well yesterday. And just, you know, I don't know if you could say it was just the Calvary defense. It was just the same kind of shots, and today they weren't going in, and you just have days like that sometimes. And 15 of 22 from the line for Calvary, just 4 of 8 for Trinity. So they didn't get to the line much and hit only 50% of their free throws. So that's a factor as well. There's an 11-point difference right there. And just a 1-point difference in three-pointers, but it adds up to an 8-point victory for the Calvary Warriors. Well, we're happy to bring this game to you. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Kurt Fincham saying goodbye from Ankeny, Iowa.